It's very pleasure for me. Thank you. And it is one of the, I think, important day for me to coming over here to Hong Kong. The first trip, it was in 1992. So after almost 28 years later, we'll be here. Is going to be interesting for me. So thank you very much for Mr. Albert, for your team, and also for the all guys and ladies who is in the electrical appliances. And you say week, but almost I spent quarter of my life in electrical appliances business. So how can I handle in half hour? Let's see, I do my best. As you see, I'm from Turkey, and when you look to Turkey, what is famous in Turkey? Turkish coffee is one of the well-known hot beverage from Turkey, and also Turkish delight is one of the #1 things from Turkey, well-known outside of Turkey. So before I start to go to the Turkish coffee side, Turkish tea side, how can we manage our brand together with these two hot beverage? Let's see where is Arzum coming from. So Arzum and we born in 1966. So Arzum born in July, I was born in November. And the Arzum meaning in Turkish is my wish. So Arzum is wish of my father and 2 of my uncle. 3 brothers established that company in 1966. This is their wish. They all pass away from 1988 to 2014. And I am one of the oldest brother's son. My father passed away in 1988. So last 30 years, I am in the business. So when you look our background, you can see many information about that. Of course, some of the products, some of the movement is important for us, which was in 1992, coming to Hong Kong, meeting with China. I think quite a large and big step for us, for the new vision. Touching some different appliances, especially after 2000, is also another important decision for us. And last 10 years, 51% of the company still belongs to me and to my family members, but also 49% we sold to Ashmore, one of the English private equity company, and also Mediterra, the other private equity company. They invest in our company in year 2013. So last 10 years, we are living with them. Of course, in that past period, we did many things for the market, for international market. I don't know how many of you knew about how many brand is fighting in the worldwide electrical appliances brand. Do you have any idea? How many brand? Maybe guess some numbers, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000. According to the GfK, 10,089 brand fighting to each other to get the market share. Almost 400 of them control 90% of the market. When you look to Turkey, around 358 electrical appliances brands fighting to each other to get the market share, but 25 of them control the 90% of the market. Arzum is one of them, and we are in the first 5th position according to GfK for the electrical appliances product range. And when you look to the Arzum, from the first day till today, our logo changed almost 5 times. And you can see that after the 1980s, we changed 4 times. And I arrived to the company in 1988. So after the 2nd generation joined the company, we play around the brand. Why we are looking for in that direction? Because of perception of the brand is quite important. Sometimes we are purchasing maybe same hair dryer, similar kettle, or very, very close toaster, but which brand on it makes the differentiation. Sometimes the brand image most important than the function or the design or the other things. So that's why perception of the brand quite important. And if you go back 1996, this is quite important picture for me. That hotel is Peninsula, and the Felix Bar, probably all Hong Kongese knew about that. But in 1996, Turkey make an agreement with European community. So custom-wise, we are still member with the European community, not 100%. For the trade-wise, we are the member. So we can export, we can import. So that's why in 1996, 1997, everybody looking for some brand look like more international than the local. So that's why X is W also, that both letter is not a letter for the Turkish alphabet. So that's why we choose Felix. I made that decision in beginning of 1997 in top of Peninsula. So the brand is coming from Hong Kong. So by the way, right now I have also Hong Kong ID. So I am 50%, you can say Hong Kongese. So we are coming from the same city. After 7 years, finally I get that ID for Hong Kong. So all these explanation about the branch perception, let's move on a little bit inside of Turkey, inside of Arzum, sorry. So what is the strength is coming from Arzum? That brand usually remember together with the good product, good design products. You can see in the market many companies doing a very good distribution, that's good. Some of them doing very perfect commercial advertisement, also good. I cannot say anything about that. After sales operation, quite important, electrical appliances, car, that kind of things. But according to our company policy, what we believe, products is much important than the others. Why? Together with all these things, which I give you already information about the distribution, commercial, and after sales, the most critical, you can sell once to your customer, but you have to continue to sell to your customer, which is coming together with the products. Because if he or she happy together with the hair dryer, she go to the next step for blender, maybe go to the food processor, go to the bathroom scale. So all the things is related together with your products. If he or she, final consumer, happy with the product, the perception is good in her or his heart. So she or he continue to buy your product if your product make them satisfied. So that's why every time we are standing good side of the product range, and it bring us in year 2007, the reports of the GfK, we are getting a first position in the food preparing area, toaster area, and hair care area. Maybe after Camford see that, Albert invite me because of this one, hair dryer, we are getting a first position. This is quite important because besides that, some of the area we are in the second position or third position. Our weak area, we are standing 7th position in floor care items, but lately we are also making a lot of investment in that area too. So when you look to that product range, one area is especially different and make a differentiation than the others, because 52 years old brand Arzum, quite a well-known brand in Turkey. 99% on the street people knew about Arzum. It's a small domestic appliances product. But when we step out from Turkey, what is the perception of Arzum? What is Arzum make good? First of all, I am a brand of Turkey. So what is famous in Turkey? So our kitchen, quite famous. Historical things we have. Turkish tea, Turkish coffee, one of to make a differentiation than the others. That's why we focus on that area. So when you look to the tea world alone, tea world before coffee, let's check the tea numbers. According to the global consumption, Turkey is #1 country spending per person 3.5 kilo tea per year for the per person. So we are that quite strong tea drinkable people. Of course, China is #1 for the producing tea, but Turkey also producing for tea in the 5th position. So the brewing style of tea, Turkish tea, little bit different than the others. Even our glass is different, how we drink together with that glass. So may you heard about Paşabahçe, is well-known glassware company from Turkey. They are in the second largest position in worldwide figures, so they are quite strong. So the culture, product, and the way how you brew it, it's a one way different than the others. Why? Because I know tea or cha is very famous. They are coming from China, but brewing style is different. So we are brewing the tea in that style, which we call double deck. So we have many design awards. We are working together with some Italian, European designers as well. So we try to bring European touch or Hong Kongese touch to the product range to accept more outside of Turkey. For example, this is the first one. We create that product in year 2002. We are second at that time in the market who produced that double-deck tea maker. And together with the one Italian designer, may you know some of you, Mr. Dario made that. And it's bring a good success to us. Because Ottoman Empire has a 600 history in the background from Belgrade, from Serbia in the west, Middle East, Dubai, for example, in the Middle East, for the north, Ukraine, and for the south, Egypt or North Africa. These are the area Ottoman Empire touch and leave there some footprint. So some people still continue drink that kind of tea. I'm talking about population of 600 million. So maybe one German brand, one French brand can go their market, but that history coming from us. So one Turkish brand, if talk about that culture and goes together, give a link together with that culture, it makes sense. That's why we focus in this area. So that's why we create that product range. Look to the another product, which is non-electrical item, but it is vacuum flask. This is the only one worldwide, double container vacuum flask, water and tea standing alone in the vacuum flask. Same as like top level is tea is there. The bottom part is kettle for the only for water. So after brew your tea, you can have dark tea or light tea. So together with that thermos, we can carry that tea to your table as well, to your balcony as well, and you don't need electricity. Maybe in the future, we are going to make some rechargeable products, like a Qi technology products we are going to have. This is also in our mind, because when you put a new technology together with your culture, it makes some sense, or it makes some money to you to get back from the market. And then the most critical, it makes a differentiation than the others, how we did for the tea. So let's step in from tea to coffee. So coffee world actually much larger than tea world, because coffee in these days getting much popular for the retail wise. United States, especially Starbucks, make them everywhere almost. They have more than 26,000 shops all around the world. So they are rapidly covering the world. And of course, coffee is like a large world, and world's most consumed beverage after water. You don't know about that. Maybe in China or in Turkey, the figures is different. But when you look to the whole world of the 7 billion population, coffee became after water drinkable things for the human. And of course, after petroleum, it is most traded product, and it is a valuable item, and day by day it is increasing. And the interesting thing is you cannot grow coffee everywhere, especially some country, some area, especially hot area like Ecuador area, you need to be produce coffee, and it takes almost 5 years to take one bean from the tea. So that's why you have to wait for that. That's why little bit value is high, and 20 billion US dollar business running around together with the bean, but that bean multiple 5 times and create 100 billion US dollar business in retail. So when in Hong Kong you drink maybe this morning one coffee, so you pay some value in that 100 billion US dollar totally turnover. And per day, almost 2.2 billion cup of coffee the people drink. And only less than 10% of them Turkish coffee. So that's why we look around and then how can we make it Turkish coffee get more popular in that coffee world. We focus on it. We get some information on it. We work together with McKinsey, Boston Consultancy. We pay for that. We get some information. We go to United States, Asia, Europe. So we get the all information. How can we little bit switch the world for Turkish coffee? But before we go there, why we consider to Turkish coffee? Why this is important? Because when you go to the before Christ, the first coffee starts from Ethiopia in BC 900. Then it's come to the Mocha, the Arabic Gulf Islands, and then it's come up close to the Turkey, but south side to Mocha, and then it's arrived to Egypt. From Egypt, it's come to Istanbul, to Turkey. In the historically, maybe you know it's Constantinople, but after 1453, it goes to the Ottoman Empire. So it's arrived to Turkey 1517. So exactly 501 years ago. So all 500 years ago, Ottoman Empire drink coffee, and it's well known. And the first coffee also established in Istanbul. So that culture come to us. It live with us, and in the Turkish people drink coffee, but we are not saying only coffee for the hot beverage. Even we called brown color, coffee color. This is in the Turkish world. And also the breakfast is quite important for us, and we are calling breakfast before coffee, because when we have a breakfast, all Turks drinks tea together with the breakfast. And after that, we drink coffee, and it means that breakfast is preparing yourself for the coffee. So that's why that merge or that goes in our culture. So every time we are considered to coffee in that position, but exporting the coffee culture, it's not enough. We recognize that. Then we make a search. Why Turkish coffee stand that much behind when you compare the other coffee brewing style? And we see the technology behind that. Because when you go to the 1893, this is the first electrical kettle. And 1948, this is the first home-made espresso machine by Gaggia. Still that brand exists. And then German create 1958 that filter maker. So these products make coffee when you need at your office or your home, you can have a chance to have it. But when you look to Turkish coffee, till year 2003, there is not any electrical machine available for Turkish coffee. So we create that machine. Of course, at that time, probably most of you knew about that. We worked together with Mr. Eric Lau, Eltop, from 1996 to year 2008, almost 13 years. And that product we create together with Sunwell, probably you know, one of the Hong Kongese company. We bring that idea, and then together with Eric, Sunwell, all together, we create that product. Of course, by the way, now Elif Evdüzen is here. Last 10 years, also she put a lot of effort to Arzum, how we continue to create new products, which we will see that. So this is the first touch of Turkish coffee, and I told you that we are the second company for the tea maker, electrical tea maker producer, but for the Turkish coffee, we are the first. So after that, we create Okka World, and probably when Mr. Albert wants to invite me, this is the most critical to information about the Okka, because Okka kind of a newborn for a brand from Arzum. It makes completely different things, different way of brewing of the coffee, but actually it brings our culture to the products. What is differentiation? First of all, we work together with some German engineers, some guys who know about coffee from Switzerland. from Germany, from Japanese companies. So that's why they bring their information. We create at that moment 3 different Okka products and also a grinder as well, because the Turkish coffee is so fine coffee, you need to be a different grinder as well. And then that work together with the 4 products, we get many different design awards from Red Dot, from IF, from Europe as well. And also the German called the Okka as a sehr good products, which is very good product. And then finally we get NSF from United States. So the product of Okka can use commercial wise in United States as well. So these are the histories about Okka, and this is the things how to make the differentiation. And also it shifts our brand to higher level, because Starbucks made a decision to work with Arzum Okka or with us for Turkish market. Right now they have 400 branch in Turkey, and all Turkish coffee producing by Arzum Okka in Turkey. And the next step, there is 300 another shops in Middle East, so we will go with them. Of course, the target is go all around the Starbucks shops. And also, Caribou is one of the well-known coffee shop. It's coming from Kuwait as well. But also that company made a decision, work together with us, and also it's really bring different things, different story with us. When you look to Okka world, we create many new things. This is the first machine, brew coffee, come to the cup. This is also first machine. There is a 2 time selection, fast or slow brewing style, and that product can clean itself. I knew it's very normal things for the filter coffee maker or espresso coffee maker, but if you want to use that kind of machine in your house, in your office, for Turkish coffee, there is not any product available. Right now, when you look to the Okka world or Turkish coffee machine world, only 5 brands worldwide, 4 of them is Turkish brand, 1 is European, German brand, has that kind of coffee machine, but still Arzum Okka made many things first before than them. So it makes us differentiation, it makes us first position than the others. And every year, when you look to the market, almost 32 million coffee machine sell all around the world. And for the Turkish coffee machines, including our hot pot, almost 2.5 million. So there is a huge market over there if we can get some market share. Of course, it's a good advantage for us if we can manage it, if we can go that policy. But this is definitely blue ocean for us. It makes a differentiation for that. And of course, there is a less fight war over there. So that's why we are more focused on it. And of course, Arzum Okka, which is on the black and white one, the first one, first time in Arzum history, sold more quantity outside of Turkey than in Turkey, which is quite good success for us, because mainly still our 80% of turnover is coming from Turkish market. Now almost 20% is coming from outside. 35 different countries we are selling all products under Arzum name, but of course that product is like a milestone products for us and also flagship item for us. And where is Arzum is together with Okka going? For example, in Saudi Arabia, quite a successful last year. In Dubai, quite a successful. Some East Europe also is quite successful. And right now we reach 4 continents. And also Dubai, quite important, as I told you that. So we are in United States. We have UL and NFS standard. And last 2-3 years, we are in American market. We are not spending huge marketing amount over there, but we are day by day getting some market share in United States. And when you look to the market, United States is largest market. Almost 45% of the coffee machine sellable in American market, especially North America, of course. Ambiente is one of the fair in Germany, probably all you know, and we are attending there last 15 years, and almost last 3 years, Arzum only shows Arzum Okka products over there. The other products just standing in our catalog, let's say. So these are our history. Of course, we are quite successful in 6 different categories in electrical appliances, but especially in the hot beverage item, we more focus tea, more focus to the coffee, and it brings that success to us. That's why our investor, private equity, they are quite happy. We are quite happy. We reach around $100 million turnover. So we became a first 5th company in Turkish market. Day by day, we are growing. Right now, we have a company in Hong Kong, in Germany as well, United States, and Shanghai is on the way. So we are growing in small domestic appliances, but coffee and tea is most critical for us. So these are all my history. Of course, it is really pleasure for me to come over here, to invited by Albert and his team, his board member. So it's quite interesting for me to sharing that. And of course, this is for me, the lovely city, Hong Kong, from 1992. From that year till today, never I passed any year without coming to Hong Kong. So that's why this is that much in my life. Sometimes even we see each other on the street, some of the friends there. So it is nice to be here. And of course, I am ready to invite you also to Turkish market. Why? I became a Turkish Chinese Businessman Association president. So lately, we are inviting many foreign investors to Turkey. So all the Hong Kongese, every time welcome. I do my best. So I am also a member for the Hong Kong Turkish Businessman Association as well, but I cannot make it two times president. So for the Hong Kong side, maybe you know the Arçelik, Hakan Bulgurlu, he was the president. So we worked very close with him. So that's why every time, both of us saying you, welcome to Turkey. It's a pleasure for us. Your coffee, your tea, every time is ready. And thank you for inviting me over here again. Thank you.